Alright guys, Copper Cutlass here. The old th350 is done, intake is bolted up. I just kind of put a carburetor and the distributor in there for a little dress up. I always kind of like doing that. It's kind of a good feeling once an engine is done. And next to it, I am building the transmission that is going to go into it. It's a Turbo 350. I just got done taking the last little details from the case, the 1-2 accumulator piston, the governor. I did power wash this, and then I'm blasting it down with brake cleaner. You know, all your pump passages are going to be here, so you want to start blasting everything out here, then the inside of your case. You want to go through all the passages in the valve body that is cast into the transmission. You know, your low reverse piston is one of these two. One of these is then for the governor. So you want to clean all that out. I have all of my internals in here. These are all the old clutch packs. This transmission is actually the transmission that used to be in the olds when I first got it, and then it went into the Pontiac, and I think the torque converter took a crap. The fluid was always good on this thing, but I think that the torque converter it was fully engaged all the time, so there was failure there. But I'm only using the case from that transmission. These are actually the guts out of a Chevy Turbo 350, which of course between the cases, all there is of a difference is the opening here, where it's got that U-shaped hoop for the back of the blocks between the BOPs and Cs. And this actually came out of my buddy Chevelle. These clutch packs actually aren't too bad. These are a little burnt up, but you know what? Not severe. They're not chipped. They don't, you know. But we got new clutches. The kit came from Whatever It Takes transmission, and it actually did a really nice job. By far one of the nicest rebuild kits I've used. It's got everything labeled in bags, you know, like the pump washers. You know, you got the direct and forward drum seals all in one bag, you know, so you don't have to dig for them to match them. Got another assortment of seals here. It says external components, so you know that's for the outside. You got all your check balls. You got your pump seals. Yep, sealing ring kit for the pump. Got a filter. Obviously the clutches are down there, you see that. I got this sitting on the floor as I'm going to be working right here, so I got everything next to me there. But yeah, Bestest clutches. We got a pan seal. And I'm going to be putting this thing together today. And I'm going to be checking the components with compressed air. So on these components, alright, so you got your pump, you got all these passages for fluid, but you can test out the individual pistons to pump up and hold pressure to make sure that everything's working good as far as seals up. Because if you put 30 psi, you start assembling the stack and everything together outside of the transmission, and then you put compressed air through the corresponding passage for whatever drum assembly you're going to be checking. You put 30 psi on a rubber-tipped air blower, and you hit the button, you release air into there, and then you let go. It should be able to hold 30 psi for, you know, at least a couple of seconds before it starts to bleed off. And that's an indication that your seal is good, because these lip seals can be a little bit tricky to put in. And I have a lip whizzer somewhere here. This is the tool, this little plastic tool. You could also use a feeler gauge, but this is what you want to use when you drive those seals in. So I'm putting this together, and hopefully I'll have this done in a couple of hours. It's been a year or two since I put a transmission together, so I'm sure there's going to be some getting reacquainted with the Turbo 350, but I'm pretty familiar with it internally, and I'm going to be checking out all the components, changing things as I see fit. But for the most part, all the parts here came off of a really good running transmission. So guys, stay tuned. I'll follow this up, and I'll make any videos along the way if I see anything that I could help you guys with.